Big Sean.
Yo, can you
What's
guys hear
up,
me?
Big Sean?
How you guys feeling?
I gotta do it like you. Boy, I do it.
What's up? What's the
Feeling
deal?
good. How are you feeling? You have a lot to celebrate. Congratulations on life.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. How
Life,
you guys feeling?
we doing good, man. Life is good. Detroit 2 is number one. Congratulations. I'm giving you the virtual round of applause.
Number one,
Hey,
fifth
Not that,
studio
I
album.
not that we
I
expect
appreciate.
anything less.
Hey, you know, I didn't know if it would go number one or not, but I felt like it was number one and like number one to me. I feel like it made an impact, so I feel like it was already number one in a
Right.
different way. You feel me? So it's cool. It's like an extra cherry on top though for it to really be number one. So
Absolutely. I know every artist
yeah.
always says this, like, this is my best body of work, but do you really feel like this is really your best body of work?
Mm, I don't know if it's my best one. It's my it's my newest body of work. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the best version of myself,
Right.
and I feel like it's my most honest album.
Gotcha.
And I feel like, it depends. That's for the people to decide. It's kind of like however they listen to it. Some people, like, I know my business manager who was like, man, I love your first album the most. That's like his favorite album of mine. And he was like, cause he loves like the radio. I love radio songs. I love, that's just, it's
Yeah.
like everybody got their own taste. So to me, it's my most honest work, and my heart is like, very vulnerable on it. So I love it though. To me, I guess I could say it's my best to me, but I don't know to everybody else.
Yeah, everyone loves their different parts of Big Sean, if you will, like the radio edits. And then this one, I feel like it's just so cohesive. You gave us so much music, you gave us so much growth. And I know so many people are appreciative of you being so transparent in your music or with us.
Mm,
That's why I said
mm,
congratulations on life, because people sometimes have a hard time when we're going through things believing like, oh, Big Sean could feel that way too, like, you know what I mean? And so one of the things you mentioned before is finding out what makes you happy. um, for some people, what advice would you give for them for that? And do you think that finding that helped this be your most honest and your best body of work?
I think so. Like it definitely helped. Like I was just going through a point in life where, like, you know, I've been rapping since I was 11 years old, so a
Wow.
long time.
You're only 15
And
right now, Big Sean.
I know I wish. And I'm 32, so it's like I was just getting burnt out, I feel like, and I was losing like my love for what I was doing. I was losing like my passion,
Hmm.
and it was starting to become more of a job to me.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
I was really confused because it was like, yeah, I was doing what I loved and what I thought was my dream come true, and it is,
Hmm.
but it just wasn't flowing. I was having like, I couldn't come up with the stuff. I couldn't feel satisfied with my work I was doing.
Right.
It was a struggle for me to get through the day. You know what I'm saying? It was very depressing, a lot of anxiety, and I just felt broken inside. You feel me? So I was like, man, I got to figure it out. And I come from a family where, like, my grandparents, they were in World War II. So
Okay.
they were like very emotionless. They were very loving, but they didn't express their emotions that much. They were very like, do it like this,
Mm-hmm.
fold your clothes like that,
Right.
like
Right.
we're
Right.
gonna do
Military
this, do
style.
that. Yeah, so it trickled down to me, I guess, because I didn't really know how to express myself that well. And, you know, I got to a point where I just was burnt out, so I just had to stop everything I was doing. You know, I took like a nice break from being on social media like that, and was like, okay, how can I feel better? Like that was I put myself first for the first time in my life. And it was like, how can I feel better? And I lost a lot of deals, a lot of like, pissed a lot of people off, lost a lot of money probably. And, but I had to do it, or else I feel like my life depended on it, because I was debating taking my life and all sorts of stuff. So I started doing therapy. I started working on myself. I started like, you know, spiritually connecting even deeper. I'd always been meditating
Right.
and stuff like that, but like since I was 17, but like really taking it like real serious and going deeper, and it just helped me rediscover myself. It helped me like, you know, return back to that like when I was 18 and 19, like how I was feeling, like my passion and like my hunger started coming back. And you know, I feel like I was a new and improved version of myself when I started getting in the studio, and it expanded my bandwidth of like things I was talking about,
Right.
points I wanted to get across. And I realized that my purpose in life was to inspire, and it wasn't necessarily to rap or to be, you know, all of that. It was like my purpose is to inspire, and that's the best way I could do it is through my music, you know. So that's kind of like the idea of it, and like that's kind of like how I approach this whole album. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Hey, Big Sean, I want to say, man, I commend you because I know how hard it is as a person, especially a black man, to speak on anxiety and depression, and even you having suicidal thoughts. But just you speaking about it right now, you probably just saved someone's life. That's one thing that I always commend you about. You know, you're a dope artist, and we can all tell about how dope Big Sean is as an artist. We all know that, right? But a lot of times
Thank you.
with mental illness, people up until this point were kind of afraid to really be vulnerable and really speak about it. And I want to say kudos to you because, like you say, on this album, I can tell you were really personal about things you were going through in your life and things you're probably still going through that we might not even know about. But if you could continue inspiring somebody right now, because there's somebody listening right now, and like you said, we came up in a generation as black men, we were always taught to be tough, don't cry. You know, man up. Like even to this day, I tell my son if my daughter does something, it's like, "Hey, little princess." But when my son does something, it's man up, right? If Big Sean says something right now to somebody who's listening or watching, who's really going through like a real bad, deep depression, and they're thinking about a suicidal thought, if you could say something to save their life, because I think on this show we're really big on mental illness and just saving lives daily. What would Big Sean say to save somebody's life who's going through exactly what Big Sean, the rapper, the artist, the philanthropist, went through? Not to take their life.
I would say that I believe in energy, and like I believe in having past lives or having an old soul. So I do feel like that one of the things that I thought about was that even if I take my life, even if I did that, would I really be escaping my problems, or would they just follow me to wherever I'm going? Maybe I really have to work through my problems and realize that, you know, one of my biggest issues was comparing my life to other people, feeling like I'm in a race, you know, and I realized that it's not a race, it's a journey. You know, you're not in a race with anybody, you're just on a journey, you're on your own path. So there's no right or wrong way to feel about life, you know. Feelings are just indications that something's right or wrong or on or off. So my advice would be to have faith in yourself that everything is temporary and it'll always get better, and it's always worth it in the end to face your emotions or your issues or your problems head on than to always turn your back on them, because nobody wants to get stabbed in the back, you feel me? Especially by things that you're afraid of. So you just got to face your fears and face it head on, and embrace the journey of changing your life, of like making it better, of improving yourself, because when you do that, you'll be able to pass that on to somebody else. You'll be able to pass that on in your work. You'll be able to be your best version in a relationship. You'll be able to really figure out what your purpose is in life. And it ain't got to be the biggest purpose. Everyone isn't made to, you know, be Martin Luther King, you know, or like everyone isn't made to be the sometimes your purpose is to raise your child the right way, or to be a figure in your community, or to help people at your job, or to inspire people, or to it's your purpose. It could be whatever you decide, or whatever God gives you. So just remember that.
I feel like right now we all need a virtual hug. I feel like somebody's watching right now and they're emotional. Hey, everybody, let's just bring it in. Let's bring it in. Hey, Big Sean, I love you guys, man. I'm bringing it in right now, man.
Yeah, bring it in.
Come on, man. Everybody hug somebody. If you're listening right now on the radio, watching on TV, just hug somebody and tell them you love them. They're amazing.
I think it's dope that you brought up too, real quick, you believing, and past life and being here before we were here, if that makes any sense. And I saw this lady doing something for like $100 an hour on social media, where she would tell you who you were in your past life. And I've been contemplating on if I want to spend $100 an hour and get her to tell me something. Is that something you would do?
Don't do it, Diva.
Did I do that?
Yeah. If you do that, if you want to do it, I feel like do it. Why not?
Right.
$100 I'm not saying. What was I in the past life? I wonder.
If you'll be able to feel if it's real or not. You'll be like, oh, there's some bullshit.
I know, right?
Yeah. Or you could be like, okay, I could really see that. Like, it's just like, you got to pay attention to how you feel.
Right. Well, thank you so much for putting this track out, Deep Reference, with Dipsy. And I just want to talk about you calling Kendrick just to like, because we all know how the internet can make things that aren't nothing into something. And calling him, was it an awkward moment? Like, yo, I just want to like make sure we good. Like, or was it just like?
Nah, it was a very quick, easy thing. It felt right.
Right.
It wasn't nothing but just like, I felt like I was just calling a family member, really, or like, it wasn't. That's somebody who been in my house before. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who like we know for real. So I know him since
real life.
Met him in 2010. You know what I mean? And like been cool, and then came out of his charity shows before with him, and so it wasn't like it was just like man, I like it's dumb that I listen to people saying this. He may have listened to some people saying this, and people just talking, and instead of just coming straight to each other and being like, oh shit, okay, it's all love, you know what I mean? It was just all respect, like how kings respect kings and brothers respect brothers. So it was very easy, and the Nipsey passing really inspired that, because it's like it was one of the things that was just like always in the back of my head, like, man, one day when I see him, I'm gonna like holler at him and it's gonna be all love. Like we gonna probably hug, and that's what I would have told somebody. They would have been like, "Yeah, y'all got issues," and I'd be like, "No, I mean that's my like when I see him, like we gonna, you know what I mean?" Yeah. But it's like you never know. You might not see him. You never know what's gonna happen nowadays. So it's like I had to really make that effort to reach out.
Yeah. Hey, you just tuned in. Of course, we're talking to Big Sean, and I commend you once again. I hate to keep commending you, but like you say, a lot of times in the streets we call it man time when people have like issues, and 90% of the time it's not neither with Quicksilver and Big Sean. It's people in our ear. It's people in our ear. Most people, we have so much pride. We're afraid to have that conversation because it's easier for me to talk about Diva than to talk directly to Diva. You know what I mean? So
that's one of the things I had to learn is like communication.
Yeah,
it's so important.
So also, man, of course, there's been some hints of some potential collaborations with Justin Bieber and or another project with Jhene Aiko. Is any truth in any of this?
Can I get it?
Well, at the end of Harder Than My Demons, Justin Bieber is like he adds vocals to the end of that song, like very just like a little bit. And I mean, I've done a lot of collabs with him. That's like my little bro. So in a sense. Yeah, he's cool, man. He's like a kid that like you could tell he's somebody who's always trying to better himself, who, to him himself has made mistakes in life, and it's like, all right, let me correct it. Let me be a better person. Let me be a better man, and he's a great guy. A lot of people don't even have that willingness to want to be a better person. You could tell that he strives to always be better, and so talented too, like extremely talented. And with Jhene, another extremely talented person, queen, you know what I'm saying?
So smiling. He said her name, Jhene.
Yeah, of course. Who I love dearly and appreciate, you know what I'm saying? And I think she's the best, you know, at what she does, for sure.
So you have another collaboration on the way with Jhene Aiko. We can confirm that, or is it on the way?
I mean, yeah, we always collab, you know, of course. I think that as far, you know, I put a 2088 collab, which is our group. I put that on a yeah, on an album along with Body Language. So she's on.
Yes.
Actually, Travis Scott is on the album twice too, but I was gonna say she's the only one who like is really like on there twice, you know, for real. And yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see why it wouldn't happen. It's not done yet though, so
Gotcha.
I
I was,
can't promise. I
I was
can't
trying to get
promise anything,
exclusive.
but
Y'all trying to give me a quick silver show do exclusive.
Well, you guys can
yeah,
use whatever you have now. We'll take that. You know, it's been a minute since 2088. I know we got them on this album too, but you know, whatever number it is that y'all have now, just go ahead and make it a
yeah.
mixtape project and just
Yeah, well, I mean, we gotta work. We gotta work with body language first a little bit more.
yes.
Like, I want to hear that.
Is
I really
it?
want that one to be like. I want to hear that on the radio. That's like
Yes.
something I want to
Body
hear.
language is
We
definitely
already rocking that one. Is you working with Ty Dolla? I mean, that's just super organic, right? I imagine it to be nothing at this,
Yeah.
bro. Like, and it's
Well,
like,
let me tell you. Let me tell you. So, like this song, I had this beat since 2015, right? Because
really?
this is a song. So the original song is sampled from is a song called Soulful Moaning, and it was like a Detroit, one of the first local songs in Detroit, and it was an R&B song. And they played it like on some like late at night quiet storm vibes, like school dances, you know what I mean? Like super Valentine's Day type. But for years though, like I feel like like on the radio, even to this day, they'll still run it like, you know, once in a while. And so I remember my producer, Key Wayne, he flipped it and I just never could figure it out. I wrote like 5 or 6 songs to this beat. Swear to God. Like whole songs. And one day working on this album, I was in the studio with Ty Dolla $ign and I played the beat and he was like, oh, this is it. Like, and he literally just kind of like accented the hook and just changed it a little bit, like body to body, cheek to cheek, you know? So I was like, man, I was overthinking it this whole time. And he just like literally nailed it in like a few minutes. And then that's when I wrote like the final version of the song. And then I played it for Jhene and she was like, you know, I asked her to be on it. She was with it, did her part.
You asked her to be on it and she was with it.
you know, you know,
I do it.
Yeah.
I do it.
Hey, this guy.
No pun intended. No pun intended.
Asked her to be on the song. And it was it. And
nah, this record is
yeah,
popping.
it's special, but it's a record. You know, the person who did the song in the first place reached out a few days ago, and he was like, you know, the last line on the songs I say are in a city of murder, mayhem, and narcotics, we got enough problems. Now it's time for that, you know, soulful moaning. And he was like, yo, that was exactly the sentiment where we wrote it in, because at the time it was so much crime going on in Detroit and just so much violence that it was like we needed a record of love and like a record to escape all of that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel like the song's so important, because it's like it's a song of real love, you know. So it's like it was made with love. It's like shared love on there, you know what I'm saying? So I hope that it can blossom into even a bigger record than it is now.
Yeah. I think it definitely will, Big Sean, man. And I'm gonna tell you what's amazing. Like I've heard people in the past say, like, "Yo, Big Sean's not a people person. He doesn't like." Have you heard that before? Because right now, like, you have so much personality, but like, why do people say Big Sean's not a people person?
I don't know. I have been closed off. I feel like I haven't. I think it's just because I've been afraid to be judged. You know, I'm like, I don't know why. Like I'm just like sensitive like that. So like when it's like my heart. I feel like as an artist, your heart is wide open and you care so much about your work that, you know, people could, it's easier for people to just tear you apart than it is to love and support you nowadays. It's easier to hate you than it is to
That's
love
the internet for you, man. The internet is brutal.
Yeah, and I ain't trying to even bash the internet, but like I was talking to Big Boy about this, Big Boy's neighborhood
Mhm.
from Big Boy's neighborhood, you know, Big Boy. I
He's
just
talking about.
didn't want to confuse you with Big Boy from Outkast.
No, I know you're talking about.
And who's my brother, and he was saying like, yeah, I don't want to name the celebrity that we were discussing because I don't want to even bring any like I don't like bashing or negativity. But he was like somebody was hating on this person's baby, saying that their baby looked like an alien and all sorts of things, right? And like, that cheap ass stroller, whatever it was. And it was just like, I wonder when it became cool to judge people when God is the only one who could really judge us, you know?
Come on
You
now.
know how hard
Word.
you know how hard it is for people to be going through something. Like I remember when people was talking about Chadwick, like, oh, he looks skinny and all these type of things, and it's just like you don't know what that person going through, you know. Chadwick was my brother, by the way, so it was very devastating when he passed.
Definitely rest in peace to him.
Yeah, and you just never know what somebody's going through, man. Like, you know, you see these people commit suicide. You see these people, you know, just struggling with life, and it's hard to be judged.
Yeah.
It's hard to be judged on impossible standards too. Sometimes, like not even standards that people hold themselves up to, because they think you are you. You know, it's like yeah, but he's or
Or maybe
she's.
they think you won't see it. Like I know, like they going in on comments, they make troll accounts, and they have all these different emails and like dedicated to one person or whatever. It does.
Or it's even like smash or pass. Like
Right.
it's
Yeah,
just
they
giving
post that hot or
it's just
not.
giving you
Two
it's just
options.
giving you like yeah, and it's just giving you a reason to tear you apart or pick you apart. You know, so it's like
That could be tough on
I
anybody.
don't know if that's cool. I'm not mad at social media because obviously it's a great way for all of us to connect, to express ourselves, to know things, and it has helped me tremendously. So I can never bash it, but I just wonder why it is how it is like that.
Well,
You know, I don't know why we bash on people who when they trying to do something,
right.
trying to be productive, trying to start a business, trying to express themselves, trying to do something productive, or trying to make a better way in life. And it's like you gonna hate on that? Like you might as well just not comment on it as opposed to hate on it.
One thing, real quick, Big Sean, I mean to wrap it up because I know we got to wrap it up in a minute. But just to elaborate on what you just said, I was just telling Diva recently that unfortunately, with the society we live in now, people, if they hear something bad about Big Sean, it's going to go viral in 3 seconds, right? But if they hear something amazing about Big Sean, they question it. Like, that's just the generation we live in. Like, if I hear that Quicksilver and Diva saved the world, people can be like, I don't believe that. But if they hear, Quick and Diva, there's some scandal. I told you, because now people who didn't like you, they needed a reason for other people to not like you. So now they thrive off the negativity. Even when it's not even real, it trends. And that's just the generation, unfortunately, we live in.
Yeah, so like, how is that? That's very encouraging to like be closed off, right? To like withhold yourself and like to not put your full life on social media. I don't think anyone puts their full life on social media.
Social
I think
media is the highlight reel. It's the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I am down to open up more as a person. Like, I think that's one of my goals was to like let people in more because I feel like I can help some people, or like I feel like that's my purpose is to like inspire somebody or anybody to be a better version of themselves or to turn up or to, or to love or whatever. So I'm definitely like into sharing more of myself.
Big Sean,
like
we got to
online.
wrap it up. I giving us a signal saying we got to wrap it up. But if we got like 60 more seconds, Brooke, if you're just tuning in, it's a game we play called Think Quick. And I want to play this game real quick. It's going to be really fast. I promise we'll be done in less than 60 seconds. But how the game works, Diva's going to give you a word. Once she gives you a word, you have exactly 5 seconds to sing the first song that comes to your mind, as long as that word is anywhere in the lyrics. So it doesn't have to be the song title. if it can be an ad lib, as long as that word is anywhere in the lyrics, you can sing that part of the song. Cool.
Okay.
If you get 3 in a row, you get a prize.
All right.
All right. First song, Diva, give it to him.
Your first word is love.
Love. So many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid
Okay.
You got one. One on the board.
He hit the see, that's what I'm saying. They don't be doing that no more. They don't be doing that
Second word.
Okay, second word is bad.
Bad and bougie. Forgetting them stuff from the Uzi.
Hey.
Niggas are savage, ruthless.
That's it.
We got
woo. Last one.
Okay. All right, your last word is window.
I think I'm ready to jump out the window. That's one of my old songs.
Yay! Everybody give it up for Big Sean.
Oh, yeah.
Available in stores right now, online, stream it. Make it #1 for another 30 weeks. Man, any last words for all your supporters and everybody listening and watching us right now? Any last words? Take it over.
Man, just thank you. You know, thank you for the opportunity. Like, you know, I was just trying to make something that like you guys could feel, something that was needed, give you an album that you didn't know you needed, but you needed. And, you know, God bless you. Like, I appreciate it for real, for real. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Big Sean. Have a blessed one, man. Stay safe. Keep doing your thing. Tell Jhene we said what up.
Take care.
I will.
Always.
All right.
Thanks, Sean.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace. I do it.